Hi, everybody. It's meteorologist Joe Chaffee, SS Storm Chasers, and just going to look at what we expect weather-wise for York, Pennsylvania, and the nearby areas on this video. And later today, we will have a long-range video post. Well, I'll touch upon it a little bit toward the end here, but I just want to show you that this is the Weather Service 72-hour rainfall forecast for southeastern and most of southeastern and south central Pennsylvania, and specifically looking at York, Pennsylvania, getting just a little bit under 1.75 inches. That's their forecast. I think that there's a fair chance that we could wind up with more than that, depending on where the heaviest rains set up. And you can see that as you head up toward Lebanon, Pottsville, and north and east along Route 78, the numbers pick up into the 2 to 3 inch range. And everywhere else, it's basically a 1.5 to 2 inches. It's a pretty large area here. And again, this is the Weather Service's forecast with regards to rainfall. And I want to show you how this is all going to play out. Now, we have no issues for the rest of today. We'll have rain developing tonight, probably during the early morning hours. It should be here long before I'm thinking between 11 p.m. and 3 a.m. We'll probably see rain develop. And there's going to be 2 rounds of rain that comes in. Here's the first round that moves in, and some of those downpours could be heavy. You can see this is the GFS weather model. It sets up heavy rains pretty close by, but it seems to want to arc the heaviest band just north of York, Pennsylvania, and then moving on northeast from there. So when we get into Tuesday night, the first round of rain should be winding down. There might be still a few residual showers around. And then we have that second wave that's going to be coming up for Wednesday. And this one produces some ample rain as well. So between the two of these systems, we're going to see a nice shot of rain. It won't be drought breaking, but it certainly will be drought denting. And when we look at the total rainfall, I'll show you a couple of different models. It has York in the white area is basically 2 inches, and you get into the purples, so you can see the scale on the side here. We're talking about 3 and 4 inch amounts. It looks like the really heavy rain is going to be north and east into northeastern parts of Pennsylvania, northern New Jersey, and the Hudson Valley. But there's still quite an area of 2 inch plus rains. And one of my experiences with the weather models is that they're not often exact with where the final rainfall amounts wind up being. It could very well be further south or further southwest. So maybe we can get into these darker purples if some thunderstorms get into the mix, and that's possible. This is the NAM weather model, and it kind of has the same idea, just maybe a little bit less in terms of the precip, but it still has every bit of 1.5 to 2 inches, and then you've got some 2 to 3 inch amounts as you go to the north and east. So this is all good. We need this. This is the first time in a long time that the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states have seen a widespread rainfall for a 2-day period. We were even just having a tough enough time getting 1 day to occur. Now we're talking about a 2-day period. Now I just want to really quick touch upon what the models are doing here as we go forward, because after this is done, it's going to calm down a little bit. It's going to turn chilly, but it's not really going to turn overly cold. It's pretty much close to average. And as we move into next week, there's a little upper air disturbance that looks like it wants to come through Sunday night into Monday with a little bit of precip there. And then as the next weather system starts to gear up in the southwest and southern plains, that moves out to the northeast. So it looks like we could get another shot for some rain here along about the middle of next week. And as each one of these weather systems goes by, you'll notice it turns progressively colder. Now, as we go deeper into time, as we go out past the 7-day range, these models tend to get a little squirrely. So what you see is more than likely not going to happen in the way it's being depicted. But the takeaway for me is 2 things. One is that we're definitely getting into a stormier pattern, and this is going to start to alleviate the drought one way or the other. And as each one of these weather systems develops and moves by, the atmosphere will start to turn progressively colder. So as we get deeper into December, I would suspect that at some point we're going to have the snow threat that all the snow lovers are looking for. So let's see what happens with the rain going forward. You can check out all the latest, ssstormchasers.com. And of course, you can pop on my website too, meteorologistjoechaffee.com, and check out my Facebook page if you want, Meteorologist Joe Chaffee. Have a great rest of your Monday, and let's get some rain in here.